So I
Yeah.
am so happy having you on my podcast. I know we were talking about it. It was really funny because with both of us schedule, it's almost like we make it work, which is very impressive given the fact that now you're in Asia. And before, when we first talked, our mutual good friend, Kathy introduced us, and three of us are in YPO. And for people who doesn't know about YPO, it's a young uh, president
Young
organization.
president
And mostly,
organization. Yeah.
yes, and most of it, you agree with me, are men, right? First of all. And so
Yeah.
there's not that many female member there. And on top of that, it so happened you, me, Kathy, we're all Asian women, minority women in YPO. And I think because of that, Kathy, who's the chair of the women in business in YPO, wanted to connect us. And when Kathy mentioned about what you do, I thought was so fascinating, which we're going to get there. So I had to reach out to you. So when we first tried to talk, I think you were in New York and you were on your way
Yeah.
to LA, where I am for a trade show, but I was in Estonia. And now we swap because now I'm back in LA and now
Yeah.
you in different country, you're in Beijing, I'm assuming, right? Beijing, and it's 9
I'm
a.m. your
actually in the
time.
south. Yeah, I'm
South,
actually in the south
okay,
of China.
south of China. So, and then that bring back to this is amazing how we can find a time to connect. And then you're also a mom, so I don't know how you do this. So this is the reason why we have to interview you and especially what you do. So everyone in the audience, what make her like even more interesting? And then I was shocked when Kathy told me what you do. Your business, what make you so successful is actually sex toy in the sex industry, blush. So as a woman, first of all, we also shy about sexuality. We're getting better, and I'm so glad that there's more people talking about it. But you and I both grew up in an Asian family. How did you decide to, start this business and in this industry? And there's so many follow-up questions with that too. It's like, what's your parent think? Like, first of all, how you even got started? Yes.
Um, I actually got asked that question quite often. And after a while, I just start joking around and tell people that this actually was my childhood dream and it made it happen. Obviously not. Um, I
I
was
know, you look so like you would be somebody my mom, my dad would love. Like you're so proper, like little sweater. You're like a mom, you're a great mom. I like,
this room
yeah.
I'm in, the AC is so cold, so I had to put that on. But yes, I was introduced to this product. Like I was actually doing some translation work in the Chinese community. This is approximately 20 years ago. And when I first peeked at the catalog, I was immediately intimidated and told the person to like move it away from me because that is like very disgraceful. I would
Right. It's
not
like such
even
a
look
taboo
at
for
it again.
us. Yeah.
Yes. um, and then I mean, he was my friend, so we chat a little bit, joke a little bit in the next few months. And when I met with my boyfriend at that time, he's currently my husband, Eric.
Aw, you
We
found love
talked
to your
about
business.
we talked
Sex toy
about
company,
like
bring you love. Yes. I should be a
I was
marketing person.
actually running a translation office for 16 years at that time.
I know this is
And
so
we
different. Yeah.
Yes, due to the nature of that business, I was able to meet a lot of factory owners who
Mm.
visited New York from China, and they went to the US to make business connection, introduce their product, or just seek opportunities. And they all had one problem: they couldn't speak English. So I was offering that service to the community. So they all kinds of people came to me for
Yeah.
all kinds of things. They
Yeah.
think that because because I speak English, so I would be good at everything. I'm able to figure out how to do everything because I'm able to communicate, which in a way is true. Obviously, everything you do requires a lot of work. So when I joked around with Eric one day, we talked about this subject, and I said, would you like to meet this person? Because he has a full garage of product in his house and he doesn't know how to get rid of them and he wants help.
Right. So
So we
this
went
person
to,
just have a full garage of sex toy and he doesn't know how to get rid of them. So they
yes.
figure you speak English, you would figure out something. They're like, do you want them?
Oh yes. He thought I was able to sell his product because I spoke English. So I hooked them up. They met each other. And after a conversation, the next thing I know was Eric decided that he needs to go to Vegas to attend the AVN show. They still have that show till this day, I believe.
But that's not, do they have a sex toy trade show? That's not it though, right? Because it's completely different.
No, it is actually. They have 2 floors. The first floor is all for B2B.
Oh,
So
wow.
we did that. Yeah.
Okay.
We went to Vegas and did our first trade show without knowing anybody, without knowing anything. We had the worst packaging, worst product. And many years later, our customers, our big accounts actually said to the two of us that, oh, I remember the two of you in that AVN show standing in the corner and you looked miserable, you looked clueless,
no.
and you had the worst packaging, worst product, and you knew nobody, and here you are, you guys came a long way. Oh yes, that was true.
It was
so that's
very
how we
direct. and this is turned out to be one of your biggest clients, right?
Yes, they turned out to be our biggest customer at this point. Yeah, many years later.
So did you ever ask them, what is it that they remember all this thing about you and Eric? What made them decide to still choose you and Eric and then become like a big clients of yours?
I think maybe this applies in the world of B2B business. I think you have to be present. You have to show up all the time, which we did. We went to all the events. We were always there. People always see our face. We made connections that, like, we hired a sales team who knew people. You have to know people. Obviously, you have to have a network. So although we didn't know anybody, but we offered good commission that attracted talented people to join our team. And we constantly made innovation, improvement with our product, our packaging. We went to China, we went to the source, we went to the factory. We started figuring out how this whole entire supply chain works. And then we went back to build our sales team. And then we told our customer that we actually can source from the origin, like, we handle everything from the beginning. That was a very attracting, I would say, competitive advantage. It was music to their ears, because everybody wants to buy from the source, obviously, and because we also the fact that we are American background, both Eric and myself. So we had integrity. Obviously, we have integrity. I'm not saying the Chinese don't, but it's like during, like, maybe 20 years ago, it was less of a thing. People would copy, and they wouldn't respect intellectual property. But that is not how we do business. And also, when we select our raw material, we will only want the best quality. We will send our product to, like, internationally recognized testing agency. We have insurance, we have certificates.
Like you follow every rule, right?
Absolutely. We do everything the correct way, the proper way, the professional way. I think over time, people start realizing that they could trust us, which is really important in the world of business. So
I mean, because you started off as like doing translation for mostly people from China. And
Yes.
so this have nothing to do, I mean, I don't know if it have anything to do with business. And let's just not talk about business. We're talking about a specific of like a niche. And then does Eric involved, was Eric having any experience with this, or you guys both just kind of like hanging with this and you guys just like go for it and just learn?
We actually just went for it. We actually were not properly trained to run a company. So the first 4 or 5 years, we were struggling. We had no income. But I don't know what, maybe this is like God's will. I don't know. There was some mysterious power just kept on pushing us. It was really hard. Um, and then after a while, we started making some money. We started like bringing more business. Like we started selling to retail shops, and then distributors turned around and started to buy from us because their customer was buying from us directly,
No,
and they
but
wanted to.
you have
Right.
but even that, like that's what I was asking, do you have any business background? I know not the sex toy, but because when you just explained to me what you guys
Yeah.
did, like, go out there, learn and be present, being there so
Mhm.
the other client can recognize you guy and get
Yeah.
a great sales team. All this is like, where'd you learn that from, right? It's like,
Um, I okay. So when it comes to the background, business background, I myself graduated with the business major um in New York City. I graduated from Baruch College.
uh-huh.
That I don't think it gave me too much business exposure. I had experiences running my own little translation office,
Yeah,
which was really not like
like,
a big enough business to really like focus on like all these things about marketing, inventory management, human resource, or and
yeah,
none
and
of that, right?
sources, because you
Yeah,
actually make it and make sure they're qualified or get
yeah,
certification. Like that's a lot.
yeah, yeah. And then Eric himself
Mm-hmm.
was working for a promotional company, and he was traveling the country, being a field sales rep. He understood more than me, I think, the concept of like private label,
Mm,
and dealing with customers, attending trade shows. And I think he understood that more than I did.
mm-hmm.
This is the reason why when we got to uh, probably 10 years into our business, we were making circles. We hit a bottleneck. We
Mm-hmm.
couldn't make any progress, and we found that every department of our company was having issues. And we
Mm.
didn't know how to handle it. We had no clue. We were clueless.
Okay.
um,
Seriously,
um,
nobody would know this because it's so successful, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So we're gonna talk about your product too because I'm,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's the
So,
turning point because at that
mhm.
time, I actually joined this organization called Women President Organization, and they had
Oh,
yes, they had a connection with the Harvard Business School, and they offered two scholarships for two female entrepreneurs to go to Harvard Business School to attend their OPM program, which is called the Owner President Program.
yeah. I heard it's a
It
great
teaches
program.
you,
Yeah.
yes, it teaches you obviously everything you need to know. It's like a compact, accelerated MBA program. Um, I was so lucky. I pitched for it. I got the scholarship. It's a 3-year program. I attended it. I had to be on site 3 weeks each year. I completed the program,
Wow.
by the way. That program was a turning point of my business because I got proper education from that program. I
No,
was
but
able to,
that's a very competitive program. The fact that because
yeah,
a lot of people try to apply for that and they always put them on waiting lists. Because I heard about that program and
it's
people
true.
make long-term friend from that. So for
It's
you,
true.
that's amazing.
So,
You got
yes,
picked.
I
Yeah.
was really, really lucky. I really am so grateful for that opportunity. So, second year into the program, and then in between classes, because you have a 30-minute break in every class, I called Eric and I said, Eric, you need to come to this program as well. And then he immediately said to me, oh, but what are you talking about? I don't have any scholarship.
Yeah. By the way, if you don't mind telling people in the audience, it's expensive. That's why I'm
Yes, it
like,
is.
you got scholarship. That is like you won the lottery. First of all, the fact that you got admitted to that admission is very competitive. We're talking about all the top, right? People who made it like in their business, and then you got the scholarship on top of that. That
I
you should be so
actually,
proud.
I actually would encourage all female YPO member to go to that program. If you
Yeah,
can, please go to that program, because you get very structured uh, um, education. Like, they really, it's a very well put program. They teach you by department, seriously, like, how you should run your business. And also you get very good insights from your classmates. You make a lot lifelong friends, and they give you their
right.
wisdom as well. So
So from
Eric ended up
that,
going as well.
oh, so
Yeah.
Eric ended up going too.
I spoke to the program director, and because I was there in front of him. So I said, can you please put this person at the front of the waiting list?
Okay, can you put me? Can you recommend me too? Because I would love to go. Especially, I heard so much about it, and would it be fair to say by going this program, it really changed your company's trajectory, right? Because you guys were going
I
the circle.
actually,
Yeah.
I strongly believe so. I think it made us better business leader. We were able to make smarter decisions, and we stopped fighting as much, because now we are in sync with each other. Like, we understood what it takes. Like, we might do things different in different ways because our personality or whatever. However, we were always on the same page now.
Yeah.
After the program, we were able to understand each other better.
So what make your company Blush in this industry so excel so fast and doing so well? And then again, to be part of the YPO is also you have to meet certain minimum requirements. So obviously the revenue that Blush having brought to the company is it's a lot. So how do you like do this and then make that happen? How you started the company to excel? Yeah.
I think it's a very it's a continuous process. It doesn't stop any day. The industry changes a lot, especially after COVID. We were going through a roller coaster ride.
I would
At first,
think,
we had a
I
lot
would
of
think
demand.
no, but I would think during COVID, more people probably need your toy, right?
The demand actually went up during COVID,
Ah,
and then we had
see?
to figure out how to handle that. And then after COVID, when things went back to normal, we had to
Hmm.
figure out how to go back to normal. So it was just like everything else. It's very challenging. And after COVID, more people got exposure to this type of product. More people are getting the education. So more people are deciding to come into the business and start their little company. When I say that, I mean, a lot of people will just pick a few product, and then they focus on marketing, and then they become a company. They become a brand. Um,
Oh,
we're different from those companies because we always mass produce in so many different SKUs. Our product line covers everything. When I mean everything, is that we strongly believe in our fundamental principle is to be inclusive, which means we want distributors and stores, to our B2B customers, to do one-stop shop. Like, they come to us, they place one PO, and then they can satisfy all kinds of customers. Like, we have product for people from anywhere from 18 to 85 5 years
Wow.
old. Like, like we have all kinds of product, and then we obviously we care, we embrace all bodies, all lifestyle, all
Yes.
personal choices. We really focus on that, and we're focusing more and more on education and marketing, social media, all that stuff, in today's digital age.
No, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, because
so we
you,
don't, right.
inclusivity, right? And then also,
Inclusivity is really important to us because
mhm.
our brand really represents all people. So that's how we are different from a lot of companies out there that has a few collection, or a few product they only for women, or only for a specific type of age group, or only for a specific type of, maybe the LGBT community, or
Yes.
maybe like whatever, like they have very limited product, and that's all they have, or they only sell loops, or they only sell, but we sell everything.
No,
Like
I
a
love that because
super mega store.
that really aligned with my mission, how I build my company, because we are LGBTQIA community friendly
Yeah,
because what we do,
yeah,
and then and then we're also trying to empower other women, whatever the life choice, as you mentioned earlier, right? So we
yeah.
respect everybody's personal life choices, and inclusivity. And then I think you were doing that even before, and I'm just curious. I wanted to know, what was your most
Yeah.
popular toy? What was the most popular product you have then? What does people buy? Oh, do people ask you this all the time? Like, I just
That's
want
a
to
very
know.
hard question.
Okay,
Because
fine. What would be the one you see that most people would definitely, if I had to go, which I will, what
um
what's the must to have? Yes.
okay, I would say, maybe I mean, obviously we have a lot of choices. We always have a list of top 20, top 50, top 100,
Wow. I don't know if I'm
depending
gonna
on who's asking.
say top
But
50.
for a career woman like yourself, like
Hmm.
myself, if we travel, I would say a small bullets in our luggage that doesn't take up a lot of space, and
Okay.
also very uh, discreet,
That's what I was
because
gonna
sometimes
say. I don't
wanting
know if I
somebody
want
to
to
open
go.
up your packet, your luggage,
Yes.
and
Yes. That happened a
yeah, so
lot.
I would recommend that. And
Okay.
almost all of our product are rechargeable at this point. If they weren't, because in the old days, we did a lot of battery product. We obviously we find that to be outdated, so we're swapping them out. Yeah, I myself actually have this product. It belongs to the Gaia line. And we actually, while I was preparing for this interview, we had drafted some information, like yeah, about sustainability. We actually, our company is the first in our industry that innovated with sustainable material.
But is
It's
that
a it's
healthy
called
for,
PLA.
but
Yeah.
is it healthy for our body? Is
Yes, it's completely
okay.
harmless. It's biodegradable. It's sustainable. It's like, it's a product line that's called Gaia. It's very earth friendly. So
Okay.
I myself have that tiny little bullet. I could use
Can
it
I
to
see it?
massage
Can
my
I see
face,
it? Do
my
you have it?
neck, my body,
Do you have it? Do you
everywhere.
have it? Can we see it? Can we see how
Oh,
it
I'm
look like?
sorry. I don't have it right now.
Oh my gosh,
Product
let's go.
free in this, because yeah, I'm in this room that I don't have access to
So it's
anything right
called,
now.
so it's your product line called Gaia. So we can look, so it's only released. Can we look at it? Can we shop for that?
Of course,
Okay.
it's a product that's been around for a few years already. We have different product line, but Gaia is one of them. But that's what I have myself. Because just to answer your
Yeah.
question,
Yeah, no, it's great. And then so that's also discreet, right? Because I travel a
oh,
lot,
very
and
discreet,
for
very
me,
discreet.
my back always goes search because maybe they think that my cosmetic product, they always want you
Yeah,
to put in a plastic bag, especially if you go to London, they're
yeah,
super strict.
yeah,
So
totally.
I'm
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I don't have to be like sitting there while they're flipping my underwear. The next thing they're gonna find is that. So yes. Okay.
You'll get a care package from me. Don't worry.
Okay. Woo! I
It's
can't
coming.
wait. I'm gonna be single for a very long time apparently because I'm like don't have time being
I
traveling. I need
honestly, I
something.
think single or not single, I really strongly believe that we are in charge of ourselves, our body, our
Mm,
health, our wellness, our happiness, and
yes.
our comfort. So it doesn't even matter if you're
You're
single or
right.
not.
Thank you. That's a good reminder. Women, lady, sister,
Yes.
did you just hear what she just said? You have the full control of your own happiness, your comfort, whatever.
Yep.
You have the control.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. You're right. And then,
Yep.
so what make you decide to go for something that is sustainable? I know this is your company is the first company in this industry to do that. Why, how you get thought about doing that? And why is nobody doing that?
Um, I would say it's troublesome. It's
Okay.
troublesome to be sustainable.
Really?
I'm in manufacturing myself. I own
Mhm.
two factories. Like we make most of the product that we sell. Um, so we always have sustainability in mind. We experimented different types of plastic packaging. Because some of our product is put in plastic packaging and we try to go for the green packaging. I mean, of course it costs a little more to do that, but you know, that was not our concern. But like some of the product that we have, like some of the realistics that we have, they are like they actually have a chemical reaction, like when they blend in like with certain types of plastic packaging. So we had to do
Okay,
like there are a lot of
that's bad.
testing.
Right,
Right.
right.
So nowadays, when we design new product packaging, we try to do more paper packaging.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. So that's something that we're doing. Like we're trying to avoid, like if we could avoid plastic, we avoid plastic at all costs. We will always go for paper
No, that's
versus,
great.
yeah.
So that's what I understand. Why can't more people, like more company, would do the same? Because this is good for the earth and it is better for the
Yeah.
body, right? Also, it's the nature, anything, but like it's troublesome. And you were saying, well, it's because it's troublesome. Is it
Yes.
because why is it? Why is more work? Is it hard to approve or the cost is more?
The cost definitely is higher, so that
Okay.
stops a lot of people already. And to make a plastic packaging is a lot easier than making a box. The
Mm.
box requires more design, a lot of back and forth in the R&D process. It does cost more as well,
So
and it's heavier.
it's heavier. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when you ship, it's heavier. Yeah, so
Got
there's
it.
a lot of things, and retailers actually sometimes complain like, oh yeah, this is like heavier for us, or this takes up more volume for us, and it takes up more shelf space for us.
Got
Um,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
and the design process, of course, you know.
Like, cause
Oh,
to make
yeah.
that, yeah. But people, come on, love the earth, do something. See, we have people like you, we have entrepreneur really wants to make changes and want to protecting the earth. I really hope that more people can do that. And then
I
I was
think
gonna,
it's important to have that concept. Yeah,
yeah,
to
exactly.
to to keep that in your mind that
I
like
mean,
let's do that when we can.
exactly. You don't have to be the best, but at least you try, you have
Yes.
that intention. Anything help, right? So,
Yes.
yeah. And then I'm so glad that you also have your own manufacturers where you can actually control the quality and to see the workmanship, right? So
Yes.
your toy, I mean your product, you have a control over it through the manufacturer. But what made you decide to do that? Because that's another tough job right there on top of that.
Yes.
So you pretty much doing like a full house here. Yeah.
Yes, it is a full house. Originally, that was not even in my plan at all. Just wanted to buy some stuff from the China factories and then sell them.
Yeah. And you not
That
just
was
have
a
one,
very
you have
simple
two.
idea. It
Yeah.
turned out that it's actually not as easy as you think.
Mm,
I will give you one example. Like we had a design, we sent the design to the manufacturer, and 2 weeks
hmm.
later, we were at the Shanghai show. We did not even get the prototype ourselves yet, but we saw the packaging displayed in somebody's booth with our design. So we went So we went back to the south, and we were like, okay, let's open a little workshop to do our own packaging. And that
Oh
little
my God.
workshop,
Uh-huh.
that little workshop opened, and we were like, oh no, actually we could do something else too. Oh, let's add this process. Oh, let's add another process. Oh, maybe we could do that too. So before you know it, it became a factory. And then several years later, oh, let's have another factory. Now it's three
Verna, that's
factories.
because that's your personality. You always wanted to do more. You always wanted to see what's out there, you know? And I'm telling you, not everybody have that same mentality or attitude as you do, right? Just like even just trying, you know, it doesn't have to be the best, but at least make an intention, keep going. So I
I
think
think
that's what makes you so successful, actually. Like
I think
continue trying.
Eric and I both have this personality that like we kind of impulsive people. We if we decide that, oh, let's do something, let's just like jump in it. Like we don't really think that hard. That's why we got our education in such a reversed way. Like we jumped into the business first, and then we went back for education.
No, but and then you got accepted to the OPM program, not just getting in, and also scholarship. I mean, well, how did you come up with the name Blush? Like, it's such a cute name. How does the name come? Like, how you guys come up with it? Or is it also just being spontaneous? It just came up, and you guys just say, "Okay, this is it."
Yes, you got it. It was actually
Really?
very
I was just kidding.
simple.
Really?
Okay, so listen to this. Toys so sexy it makes you blush.
Oh, wait, but how you totally makes sense? Do you guys just having dinner and then you guys just
No, we were
talking
actually on a phone call.
and then it just came up?
We were actually on a phone call.
And it just come up?
Eric was like, okay, let's call it Bliss. And I was like, Eric, there's a very famous cosmetic brand called Bliss.
Oh, you're right, right,
You
right.
I
The
said you would
blue.
get sued. Then he goes, okay, how about blush? I said, oh yeah, that sounds good. Toys so sexy, it makes you blush. So that was like 2 seconds. It's a 2 second decision.
And look what happened. See, you're spontaneous and Eric's spontaneous still carry you to far.
Spontaneous and impulsive.
And I'm gonna say spontaneous because obviously it helped you guys reach where you are today. But you got building an empire on that. And what about your kids? Like, what do they know? That's what our parents do. Like, they do sexual. Like, what's their concept on that? I mean, I wonder what they're gonna tell their friends at school.
Um, I mean, my son is 20 years old now.
Yeah.
When he was young, I brought him to my factory. Obviously not letting him see the realistic stuff. He only saw some like clamshell packaging that he had no clue that what was that. I mean,
Yeah.
he worked on the assembly line just to like for a few minutes just to put some stickers on,
Yeah.
like stickers of barcode. So like
Yeah.
he was. I would not let him see something that's that he's not supposed to see as a minor. But as he was growing up and he became a teenager
Hmm.
and he got his health education from school, and
He
then he
must be
came
the
back
most
and asked
popular
me,
guy in his school. I'm just saying.
not really, not really. He
Like
would
his
not
buddy
publicize
would be
that.
like, "What? That's what your parents do? How cool are your parents?" Like, and it's like, "Can we get this?" Yeah, to come into your house must be
He
so
might get
fun.
that. He might get that question, but he's actually a introvert.
Oh,
My daughter is an extrovert. My son is actually introvert. So the conversation with him was actually uh quite healthy. We talked about it at the right time, at the right age. He never really asked any question before he was supposed to ask question.
yeah.
So everything was easy with him. Now he's 20, he understands this is a very legal a legitimate business. I pay taxes and people have a need
Legitimate.
for it.
Yes.
This summer, he's actually working for our company as a marketing intern. He participated in trade show. He's old enough now. He's 20. So he's actually doing some very interesting project with my marketing team,
Hmm.
and I'm happy. He's getting some exposure of how the real business world looks like.
And trade show, it
Um,
look glamorous, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of
it
work.
is, yeah. He participated in all the, like, he was part of the team that that prepped for the trade show, assembly at the booth, and put away stuff. Like, he did all that. He served coffee and drinks for
You
our
must be a proud
customers.
mama. Like, you didn't say this is the founder's son. He's actually more like server, like, hey, a
Oh
coffee,
yeah, he's
marketing.
there
That's
to
good. That's
he's
good.
there to assist everybody.
What about your daughter? How's she deal with like what she
So
sees
my
it? This is what
daughter,
my parents do. My mom, this is what my mom do. She must talk to you about sex, or she doesn't even talk to you about sex. Is this
so
like a
my
taboo
daughter
topic? Yeah.
is swinging between 9 to 19 years old at this presently. Um, and
Okay.
she already got her girls turn women education from her school.
Yeah.
We already attended a seminar, so she understands the changes in her body.
Hmm.
Um, she's an extrovert. She already Googled blush. She already is,
She's like,
yeah,
let me
she
see what
Googled
my
blush.
mom and dad doing. Let me just figure out what company are they doing.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
And
And
then did
she
she came
she
back with
asked
more
me.
question? Yeah.
Of course she did. She asked me these questions, and I try not to get into too much conversation with her because of her age.
Yeah.
But I just told her it's actually helps our body to feel better. I think have to be careful with her because she looks like a troublemaker.
If your daughter listens to our podcast, she's gonna be like, I'm a troublemaker? You're
Oh,
the
she
one who
gets that
started
every
this.
day. She challenges everything. Kathy actually brought her family to visit us in the past few days. She just left yesterday. I mean, the night before.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, so my daughter spent some time with her Kathy and her kids and her
Yeah.
daughters.
Oh, yeah, they can get along totally great. I love Kathy's
Absolutely,
daughter.
yeah. They
Yeah.
had fun together.
Yeah.
I think with teenage girls, I mean, my daughter is kind of like a preteen. Some days she's like a teen. So I think
Mhm.
I'm still learning how to be the mom of a teen girl. I'm
Yeah,
still
please
learning, so
let me know
I can't
because
really
my
answer
son
your
gonna be teen
question
later.
properly.
Yeah. Especially
I
to indicate about sex, right? And
Yeah,
especially tell them, hey, this is what we do. This is what pay for your
yeah,
meal and your school.
yeah. I think over time I will I will talk to her and make her understand, like, why this makes sense, why this is legitimate, why this is good for our body. I think just have to wait for the right time to speak to her to have those conversations. Uh, yeah, so she doesn't get like sidetracked.
I mean, do
I think this
you
is a topic for all moms who have daughters.
exactly no, but this bring to another point is you like what did you tell your parents? This is what you guys do for work.
I
I
have
can't
a mom.
imagine. Yeah.
So I grew up in a single parent family.
Mhm.
My mom is one of those Joy Luck Club moms.
Which one? I also brought up by single mom, so I
Which
think I can
one?
relate to you.
She got a
Yes.
character of all of them, a little bit of all of them, each one of them. Um, yes. So yeah, I guess it's a process. It's a process, it's a little bit of information at a time, like over time.
You give
She
them
saw
just
that
a little
I
bit, and
started
just a little bit, and just a
I
little bit.
started like supporting the family. I started like, taking care of her and the kids.
Mm.
She see how hard I work.
Mhm.
She became very supportive. I had to travel so much, um, you know, over these past 20 years. My
Mhm.
mom will show up in my house whenever I travel, and she will be there to take care of my kids.
Oh.
My husband, obviously, he works a lot. He's very hardworking guy. He works very hard.
Mhm.
Even when he's home, sometimes he sits in front of the computer for 10 hours straight. So I think
The life of
he could
entrepreneurs,
only,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I think he could only keep my children alive. Uh, I have no more expectations than that. So I asked my mom
Yeah.
to go to my house to make sure, you know, that the kids are fine. So
Yeah.
my mom has been very supportive. She's the reason why I'm able to travel, able to work, able to develop my business.
Mm.
I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
And then when you telling her this is the industry you in, did she felt like why you picked this industry or how that happened, or she's pretty like shocked by it? Yeah.
She was shocked. She didn't want
Hmm.
to have that conversation for quite a long time. I forgot how long. So I just kept my mouth shut,
Hmm.
and kept on doing what I do. And then slowly I said, "Oh, I need you to help me to take care of my kids." Or, "Oh, I have 3 cases of product. I need to like put stickers on. Would you please help me put the stickers on?" These are
Yeah.
the early days.
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, now I have 10 cases. Can you help me?" Like we all sit on a table, we will put stickers on product, and she'll do it. Like, you know, she'll just, I think she slowly over time became understanding and supportive by action, not so much words. You know those Joy Luck Club moms, right?
Yeah.
Not so much words, not so much long conversation.
No, I
Like
get it.
it's more in
Yeah.
the action. Yeah.
And that's her love as a mother to you, as a
Yes.
to a daughter. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
actually. I can see it. I don't know, maybe because Joy Luck Club, you know how they don't
Yeah.
say anything and they just keep
We don't.
eating
Yeah.
and then
Don't
they look at
say.
each
You don't really
other.
talk
No,
a lot.
yeah, and then when you describe how you guys were sitting on the table and put sticker and she was helping you, I can totally
Yeah.
have that image, like the similar
That's
to Joy Luck
support
Club.
to
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
that is support.
Yeah.
That's love. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Verna, I wanted to know, like, I mean, your story from being a translator for helping the Chinese clients
Yeah.
to taking over a industry that most Asian women are is not gonna, you know, people doesn't perceive us in that. And then you took that, and then not just that, you also bought the manufacturer, not just one, two. In your journey, like which I don't think you ever thought you're gonna end up where you are. So, what would be the advice that you would give to other younger women, or you know, like our daughter, you know, our niece? Like, what would you tell
Yeah.
those women? I mean, I know one of the things you said that is for women in YPO, they should all try to apply for that OPM program because you think that was such a big transformation decision that make a big transformation in your career. But in life, what would be the thing that you think is must or you will share with us that hopefully, and I'm sure it will, to change somebody's life or different perspective?
I think for girls, I mean for all people, but especially
Mm-hmm.
for girls, confidence is very, very important. Self-love and confidence. I've seen it in like in so many girls, so many females, of all ages, that they lack confidence. They don't know how to be independent. I've seen women, like, you know, they're so clingy to their husband or the other half, and like, they have
Right.
to do everything together. They can't make decisions of their own.
Yeah.
Uh, I like I don't understand those people. Obviously, that's not the problem of my daughter. I never seen anyone more confident in her than Adriana in my life.
Mm.
So I feel I have peace of mind when it comes to that.
Well, you're a
I think it's
troublemaker.
important.
She learned that from you. I don't know what to tell you. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think for it's important for every person to maintain his or her individuality in life, that they're able to live on their own, do stuff on their own, build their life on their own, make decisions on their own. When you have that, you have power, you have strength, and everything else will just follow.
Hmm.
That
It's true.
I think, if anything, that is probably one of the most important thing. And then after that, obviously, is, you know, the traditional stuff like, oh, work hard, have integrity, you
Yeah.
know, empower yourself. So for me, I think when the opportunity landed, I was able to grasp it,
Yeah. You
because
had no
people will
fear.
say, oh, you're just lucky. Like, how come you were able to do that? I could do that too. Like, you could do translation, I could do translation too. Like, and my English and Chinese are also good. I actually had somebody that told me that. Like, that he actually called me and said, why are you able to do it? Can you just tell me what you did? Because I think my Chinese and English are just as good as yours. How come you can run a business and I can't?
Wow.
So
And
I
what'd you
said,
say to
well,
that?
here are the reasons, 1 to 10. I'll give you all the reasons why you can't. Yeah.
Wow.
So
No, but
I
it's
think,
true. Yeah, like, remember you were saying the first time you show up in the trade show, like they even know you and
yeah,
Eric doesn't know anything. You guys just standing on the corner. Yeah, but you had no
anyone can go
fear.
to anyone can go to a trade show and do exactly what we did. It
But how
doesn't
many
take
people
any special
actually,
skills.
no, but how many people actually just went and just go, right? I mean,
Yes.
now we talk about spontaneous, like impulsive, whatever you want to call it, you just
Yes.
go. So,
Yes. And I think overthinking is also um, something that stopped a lot of people from becoming, you know, from pursuing their dreams in their lives, like
yeah.
overthinking. I had somebody that, a friend of mine, thought about opening um, a chain restaurant and thought about it for 2 years and never made it happen. Like, how many 2 years do you have in your life? Uh,
Yeah, like did you say that to her? Because I would say that if she's my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, can we stop talking about it? Because we're talking about it for the last year or this year. Just do it,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think it's a combination of so many things. I mean, I always think about how to help the young people.
Yes.
I especially I want to, you know, do so much for the, you know, for girls, for females, or not
Hmm.
just, not even younger girls. Like, I see a lot of older women. They need encouragement and emotional support.
Yeah.
Um, I, I I think it's important to, you know, to give, you know,
Yes.
for people like us, it's so important to give. And I really focus on that too. It makes me so happy when I see someone flourish
Uh,
in my company or under my influence. Uh, I think, yeah, I think it goes by that order,
well,
having
no,
that
because
confidence.
when you have so much, then you give, right? So
Yeah.
I love that about you, Verna. Like, I think you and I we gonna meet soon in person. Like me and you both have
Yep.
the same mission. Like we wanted to help other women, or not even just younger women, right? Like you said, a lot of women,
Yeah.
how to be independent, how to create their own
Yeah.
power. So it's a way to giving back because we are just so blessed. So
Yeah.
not blush, bless. So,
Thank
right?
you. Thank you so
So,
much.
yeah. So, thank you so much, Verna, to be on this podcast. I know it's difficult because all time difference and stuff, but I'm so glad you're on it, and I can't wait to
It's
look
my
up
pleasure.
blush.
Thank you.
And I will see you soon because I know you're gonna be in LA soon, and hopefully we can
Okay.
meet up.
We
Yes,
will schedule that. We will make
for
it
sure,
happen.
for
I
sure.
can't wait to meet you in person.
I know, me too. Thank you so
Okay.
much.